Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Labor Day. Hopefully you guys are off from work today. You can just take the day off to relax and play some DFS. We have two slates today. I'm going to go through each slate, early and main slate, because there are some good contests for each one. So before we get started, please be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I dropped my NFL video for week 1, so make sure you take a look at that if you haven't already. For NFL week 1, I made the full slate breakdown article on the website free, so if you want to read it, you can. It's free. Just go to the website. Under NFL, the first thing up there, full slate breakdown. You don't need an account or anything. You know, this page comes up, click on it, and then you can read it. Spend a lot of time writing it. Ton of good information on there. So give you guys my synopsis for each of the 12 games on the main slate. So take a look. Let me know what you guys think of it. And then if you want to join, you can click on the Become a Member tab and select whatever package you want. So it's going to be awesome. I'm going to start sending out the Slack invites early this week once week 1 is final. But getting back to this slate, go over the early slate first. I like a couple of pitchers in the 7K range. I like Dallas Keuchel at 7,900. Facing the Twins team, the whole year the Twins haven't been great against lefties. They have been a bit better as of late with the addition of Tyler Austin. But overall, they still aren't great against lefties. Keuchel is just a good pitcher in general, just doesn't give up a lot of home runs, limits damage, and pitching at home against the Twins, they have a very low run total for this game. I think 79 is a great price tag for Keuchel on this slate, so I'll be locking in Keuchel, and then I'll be locking in Vince Velasquez at 7,400. That price tag is very enticing here. Great upside with him, great strikeout stuff. He has owned this Marlins team twice this year, averaging 28 against them. ERA is just 0.73. His ERA is full 2 runs lower on the road, and this Miami team is not good at all. Looking at their lineup, just top to bottom, their lineup is not good. Does not have power. We saw today. If you saw the Sunday game, Reed Foley absolutely destroyed them. Had Foley, and he pitched a gem against them. So Velasquez is a much better pitcher than Foley, going up against the same Marlins team in a great pitcher-friendly ballpark. 74 is a great price tag for the upside Velasquez has, so I'm going to be all over him. And then for the bats on the early slate, there's not a lot of offenses that I'm really excited to target. I think I'm just going to go to the Pirates offense against Matt Harvey. The Pirates, it's going to be great weather for hitting in Pittsburgh. The Pirates offense has come alive as of late. So at second base, I like Frazier. He's a lefty. Lefties have had Harvey's number this year. And at 43, it's a great price tag for him. He's been hitting the ball very well. He's moved up near the top of the batting order because he's been just so hot at the plate. And at 4,300, dual eligibility, second base and outfield. I think he makes a lot of sense here at for this slate. Shortstop, I like Asdrubal Cabrera at 3,900. I like the price tag on him, under 4,000. Like, he has too much power to be under 4K. Looking at some of the other options at second base and shortstop, I would much rather have Asdrubal against Jose Urena. Urena is not a very good pitcher. He gives up a lot of hard contact, a lot of hard hits. Even though it's in a great pitcher-friendly ballpark, I think the Phillies can still get a couple bombs off of Urena. They crushed him in Citizens Bank Park the last time he faced the Phillies. And at 39, Cabrera, just a great power hitter. I think this is a good spot for him against Urena, a righty. And then in the outfield, I like Gregory Polanco at 5K. Polanco has just been on fire. Seems like every game he's hitting a home run, having a big game. At home in Pittsburgh, he's been fine at home this year. Good matchup here against Harvey. Polanco has had good success against Harvey for his career, and Polanco is just absolutely locked in at the plate right now, just for hitting, for power. Getting everything that he's hitting right now is just being crushed, and at 5K, he's expensive, but this slate is not pretty in terms of offenses, so I'm just going to try to lock on the Pirates, and hopefully they hit the ball well, because just looking at the slate, there's not a lot of teams that I'm really interested to target. And then last but not least, I like Nick Castellanos against a Ronaldo Lopez. Lopez is a below-average pitcher, gives up a lot of hard contact, and Castellanos, the best hitter on the Tigers, priced at 4,200. Cheap price tag given the matchup here. He has great numbers against Ronaldo Lopez for his career. He is pitching, hitting out on the road. He's been a little better on the road. and he's crushed this White Sox team. 388 average, 701 slugging against the White Sox in 16 games. So the White Sox don't have a good bullpen either. So Castellanos at 4,200, been very hot at the plate. I think this is a good spot for him once again. And even though he's a lot better against lefties, he still has good, above average, solid numbers against righties here. And Lopez, like I mentioned, is just not a very good pitcher. So I like Castellanos at 42. And then going on to the main slate, first pitcher I like is Alex Wood at 9,200. This main slate, I'm a little more excited about this main slate than the early slate. Look at the main slate, there are just a lot more offenses and great spots. Like pitching on the main slate is not great besides a couple top guys. Like you have a lot of gas cans down here, so if you're making multiple teams, it's really easy on the main slate. You get exposure to the Angels, Rangers, Diamondbacks, and Mariners, and call it a day. Like those are the 4 teams I would play hitters from on the main slate. So like I said, Alex Wood at 92. Great matchup against the Mets. They are garbage against left-handed pitching, and they're going into Dodger Stadium, which is a good pitcher ballpark, and Wood is just a safe pitcher, 3.42 ERA on the year. Has good numbers against the Mets this year, just 1 start, but he put up 23 against them. And the Mets, they're not, they don't have a lot of righties. Like they're forced to play a lot of lefties, like I mentioned last time. Like McNeil's going to be in the lineup, Bruce, Conforto, Nemo. Like they just have so many lefties. So they're going to get half the lineup is going to be lefties. So it's a great platoon matchup for Wood, who's not used to facing many lefties. So I like Wood. Second pitcher I like is Erasmo Ramirez. I'm going with Ramirez just because I need some savings. Like the chalk stack is going to be, the chalk build is going to be Wood paired with Godley. I think Godley's a fine play, but I just need some savings here because there's some great bats and good spots, like I mentioned. I think Erasmo Ramirez can do fine in this matchup against the Orioles. They strike out quite a bit, not great against right-handed pitching, and Ramirez is a above-average pitcher. Is coming. He was hurt for a large part of the year. Just came back at the beginning of the month, last month, and got rocked in his last start against the Padres. But this is a good spot for him to get back on track against the Orioles, and he should get a lot of run support in this game. So I think this is a good spot for Ramirez at 62. I like the price tag on him. And then for bats, I think you just get exposure to Rangers, Angels, Diamondbacks, and Seattle Mariners. Just it's kind of hard to pinpoint exact plays, but I like Eduardo Escobar at 4,400. Escobar has been crushing right-handed pitching this year. He's absolutely been crushing righties, hitting right at the top of the order, right in the middle of the order. It's a great spot for him at home. This Diamondbacks team had their offense has not been great lately. So I think hopefully this is a spot where they get back on track because it's a great matchup against Mitchell. I think at 44, Escobar is a great play here, dual eligibility with him. Shortstop, I like Gene Segura. Segura's been mashing left-handed pitching this season, and he's just been super hot. 395 average in his last 10 games. Segura gives you the stolen base upside, so this is a great spot for him to get us double digits, hitting at the top of the order, hitting at home. It's just a good spot for Segura and the Mariners offense in general. Against a lefty who just doesn't strike people out, Josh Rogers is not a strikeout pitcher, and the Mariners don't strike out a lot in general, so this should be a lot of balls put in play here in this matchup. I like Segura's chances at 46. In the outfield, I like Mike Trout at 57. This is a potential breakout spot for Trout, who hasn't had a big game in a while since he's come back, but this is a spot for him going into Texas, Arlington, where it's super hot. Trout crushes it on the road. He's been better. He's been good at home, but he's been a lot better on the road for his career, and this year is no different. Hitting in Texas, the best hitting ballpark in the league. The ball absolutely flies. This could be a spot where Trout hits multiple bombs. So at 57 he's going to start off with a lefty. Trout crushes lefties, and then he's going to get Ariel Juardo, who is just not a good pitcher at all. So Juardo is one of the worst pitchers in the league, so I love Trout's chances to have a big game here. And then I like Mitch Haniger at 43. Nelson Cruz is day-to-day. Hopefully, if Nelson Cruz is in, I love Cruz here against the lefty. We know Cruz against a lefty is great, but I like Hanninger a lot too at 43. Leading off, he's been leading off for the Mariners lately, and he just has great power. Good power against lefties, hitting well lately, 4 home runs in his past 10 games. Good spot for him to hit the ball out of the ballpark here against Rogers, who gives up a lot of hard contact to righties and just doesn't strike people out like I mentioned. So I love Hanninger hitting at top of the order here. She'll get quite a bit of opportunities to have a big game, so I love Hanninger. So those are the plays I like for the early and main slate. Thanks for watching. Check out my website, dfsprocess.net for NFL. Read the free slate breakdown. I'll put the link in the description for the article. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter at the DFS Process, and good luck tonight.